Liberty by John Mill. He said, "Let a person speak. If he speaks falsehood, then he will be revealed and unmasked for the fool and the liar that he might be. But if he speaks the truth, then it can only benefit society." And let us remember the famous dissenting opinion by Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., who said, "The best test of truth is the capacity of the truth to get itself accepted in the marketplace of ideas." Ladies and gentlemen of the Filipino nation, I present my case before you. You judge in the marketplace of ideas whether what I speak is the truth. For without my people, without the youth, the military who voted for me, I am nothing. I am a cipher. I'm only a glitch on your television screen. Thus, people should not be afraid of me. People should be afraid of the Filipinos.
Thank you. Spoken like Miriam on her 37th birthday anniversary.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheche, after more than 40 minutes with Miriam Defensor Santiago on her 47th birthday, coinciding with the eruption of Mount Pinatubo, I have an immediate, what you might call, flashback to a French author who started the encyclopedia. His name was Diderot. And I will quote him in French. And he said, "Il y a que les passions, et surtout les grandes passions, qui puissent amener l'âme aux grandes choses." Translated into English, there is nothing but passions, and particularly the great passions which can bring the soul to great things. And I think of Miriam in that light, as even we were interviewing her for about 40 minutes. Now, you are a woman, Cheche, and I suppose you react in a different way to how I react to Miriam. How do you feel about this?
I think that this word passion is a word that is synonymous with Miriam.
Yes.
And she has always had this kind of a passion. From the first time I met her, after school, we were in school together, but as a journalist. The first time we ever met her, she had this fire in her belly she had a crusading spirit. And I think this is to be admired. I personally feel that there is room for a lot of Miriams or people like Miriam to bloom in this country. You need people like her who have this passion for righteousness, passion for truth, passion for democracy, passion for being able, as she quoted John Mill, to be able to speak your mind.
She shakes everything up.
Yes, and why not? I think we all need a shakedown once in a while.
Especially the men?
So sure, everybody. I think she brings to the fore the strength of women. Now, whether or not, as she herself said, she should keep quiet and just for the sake of peace, it's something which many people have argued about, and whether that is a sensible thing to do now, accept what is here and keep this country moving forward, is also debatable as we move forward in this after the proclamation of Ramos. Do you think that she makes a difference?
Well, all I know is that Miriam is a mushroom cloud, no?
A mushroom cloud? What does that mean?
You mean a fireball that emerges during an atomic explosion. You hear that mushroom cloud over there?
Yes.
And she sort of reminds me of a mushroom cloud that keeps growing and growing and has a very hard time to dissipate. No?
What's the fallout of a mushroom cloud?
Oh, the fallout can be terrible if you don't watch out. And Miriam, I think, has a gift, not just for shaking things up, but for illuminating the horizon, whether for good or for bad or whatever. I think that every now and then people come out for the purpose of shaking us all up. And Miriam is fulfilling that purpose. So.
Do you think she's overdoing it?
It's hard to say. There are times when, even as much as I admire her, and she knows that I admire her, there are times when I feel like quoting Ecclesiastes to her and saying, "Miriam, there's a time to fight and there's time to cease fire." But it seems that cease fire is not in my vocabulary.
Well, I told you, fire in her belly is something which is associated with her. I think we need her in our society to shake us up, like you said. But like Ecclesiastes, maybe there is a time to calm down. But don't forget, you made an analogy about Pinatubo. Pinatubo has threatened to keep erupting for the next 5 years. So there's no saying. And like many people have pointed out, Pinatubo has changed the landscape of this country.
Precisely, and so has Miriam. No? On that note, we will have to say good night, and we're very thankful, as a matter of fact, that we had Miriam on firing line on her 37th birthday, coinciding with the eruption on Mountain Apo. Glad to have you aboard, Cheche.
Thank you. I'm Cheche Lázaro. Thank you very much.
Jerry Benigno of the Philippine Star. Keep fighting.
On the very first page of Vice President Kamala Harris's dramatic and compelling book, 107 Days, she mentions food 4 times. I often say that I look at life and art through the lens of food, and I think this is one of the many things she and I share. We met at a wedding last summer, drinking our pre-dinner cocktails. She turned to me and said, "Ruthie, you know what I'd really like to do? I'd like to meet the chefs." Walking in with her to the kitchen was something I will always remember. Everyone put down their knives, their pots, their pans, amazed at seeing her there. She spoke seriously about cooking, praising them for delicious food, asking them genuine and respectful questions. I'm often asked who would be my dream guest on Ruthie's Table 4. Well, she's sitting right next to me here in the River Cafe.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Well, would you like to tell everybody what you had for breakfast when you came to the River Cafe this morning?
I had the most exquisite breakfast. A beautiful slice of home-baked bread that was toasted just to perfection with burrata, just a nice slice that was melting and just kind of just being. And then the most exquisite slices of cured anchovy with slices on the side of heirloom tomato.
Yep.
I was in heaven. I was in heaven.
You're here in London, and you're here for my book tour. First of all, thank you for writing this book. I think that the way that you did this with the diary, with the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs and the excitement and it takes. I really encourage everyone to read this because it's knowledge. And as you say, for young people who want to, go into this world and understand more, I think it's a textbook as well.
I wrote the book in a way that I was very honest and forthright and candid. Yeah, and I, not in the interest of shocking anyone, but just being factual. I think there's so much about all these processes, but in particular running for president, where it's very opaque. And unless you're in the inside as a part of it, you can't really see or understand all the nuance and variables that are at play. So I decided to write the book to really give people a behind-the-scenes look. In fact, like the tour of your kitchen just now.
I say people always want to know, how does the sea bass come out at the same time as the lamb? How does
it all work?
And you see the process, but I don't know how a campaign works. I don't know how you produce a television show. I don't know how the taxi driver knows how to get from it. It's a process we all want to know.
And
that's
the
what I love.
choreography.
And the choreography.
Right? Yeah. And the choreography, which is, and the other reason